guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Decades Challenge. It is officially 13/18 now, and it's been a few months since the end of the famine, and here at the Helewise house, we are still mourning the loss of our beloved Phillipa, Manfred, and Claire. Baudwin and Gilbert have not been having a good time. Baudwin lost his twin and he's been crying in bed for months. It really hurts. So he's up now. I'm going to have him use the restroom. Phineas is going to have to make them a meal for the day. Yeah, he's still pretty sad. I'm also going to have him take care of Pepper now and feed Pepper, so we're gonna fill up Pepper's bowl. Claire is no longer here to take care of him, so somebody has to do that. He's coming here barking. I think Pepper really misses Claire, doesn't know what to do with himself. Alright, what's going on, Phineas? Oh, he just now starting to cook. I mean, Phineas has never really cooked before, so it's probably going to take him a while to get it. Okay, so Gilbert is up now, and look, Baudwin is going back under the covers to cry. He really misses his mom, I think. Gilbert is doing a bit better than he is. He's taking it much better than Baudwin is. Even though Gilbert is the youngest. But now it's time to roll for Baudwin because it is his birthday and he rolled a 13. So Baudwin gets to age up, you guys. This is now our heir. And okay, let's see. So we're gonna choose. Oh, I got the trait snob, but I did not think that fit him well. So I'm gonna roll again for him just because I don't think that would fit his personality. So I rolled again and I got high maintenance for him, and you know what, this makes much more sense because Baudwin, even though he's the new heir now, he does not care for this life that he has been born into. He is a creative spirit at heart, and he wants to, he wants to travel, he wants to experience life, he wants to become an artist, but he's not going to be able to do that because he has responsibilities now. He has to take up the mantle that Manfred gave up when he passed away. So I tried giving him the red outfit, giving him a red outfit because I wanted a new color for the new next generation to be red, but it just did not fit Baudwin. I think Baudwin now is very in a mourning state, so I dressed him all in black, and I do know that the whole black thing didn't become a thing for mourning until Queen Victoria, but this is The Sims, you guys, and I'm trying to tell my story how I want to. So I think this whole little black vibe just fits Baudwin right now in the moment. I think I might change the color in the future. He's not gonna stay in this all black, but for now this just reflects his emotional state. Okay, so I think Phineas has gone off to work. Isolde is still in bed, so now Baudwin has to take care of his younger siblings. And again, you just look at it, this poor little guy. He hates it. He loves his siblings, don't get me wrong. He just doesn't like being the oldest child now and being expected, having so many things expected of him. Like, he spends his days now just taking care of everything because Phineas has to go to work. So he takes care of the farm, he takes care of his siblings, he makes sure that they are fed, he has to do the laundry, he has to do everything that he was not expected to do prior to the events of the famine. So they're eating now, and okay, there goes Pepper. Pepper spends most of his days inside with Isolde now. Now that Claire has gone, Isolde is his favorite person. But I'm going to have Gilbert keep him company since Isolde is still in bed. So we're going to have Gilbert play with him for a little bit. I know he's still sad about Claire. I don't think he really understands. I think he just is wondering where Claire is because she's been gone for a while. I tried to get Baudwin to make some candles, but then I realized that we are piss poor right now, so I had to give him fewer wax. So now he's going out there to start making some candles to make sure that there's going to be light in the main house. And he's like, look at him, he's just like, I hate my life. That is Baudwin right now. I hate my life. He hates everything about his life right now. So he's gonna go ahead and do that. And Gilbert is in here playing with Pepper. I think Gilbert, like I said, is taking everything much better than Baudwin is. He really misses his big brother though, I think. But he's is going to go outside to practice his archery skill right now. And Isolde finally got up. She's going to eat her meal. And I think out of all the Sims, Izzy is the one, since she's the youngest. She doesn't know what's really going on. I think she does miss her mother. But as she goes up, she's not really going to remember her mother, her eldest brother, or her older sister. She's going to have to learn from what her remaining family has to say about them. But yeah, so I think Baudwin is kind of giving Gilbert a break now because he's still kind of young. So even though Baudwin hates everything about taking care of everything in the farm, he still is trying to have his little brother have somewhat of a childhood. So now Baudwin also has to take care of Isolde, and he's more of a father to Izzy than a big brother while Phineas is away. And guys, Phineas has not been taking the death of Phillipa very well. He works a lot, and there's something else going on with him, and Baudwin is aware, and Baudwin hates it because he feels like the day that his mother died, his father also died as well. So he's been taking care of Isolde, and she's upset right now. Yeah, she's still sad. So Baudwin is going to go ahead and take care of the dishes. I'm going to have Izzy play with Pepper just so she can make herself feel better. I think Pepper is a real comfort to Izzy. So there we go. This is so cute. He may have lost Claire, but at least he still has Izzy. Alright, so Baudwin is back in the workshop making some more candles. Alright, so let's imitate him. Imitate the dog. This is such a cute interaction. Pepper is confused. Are you trying to imitate me? Alright, it started to rain, but I had Gilbert go outside and go fishing. But before I had him do that, I noticed that there is a diggable outside now. And that's I want Gilbert to become like more of a collector. So I'm going to have him go up there and dig that diggable as well as go fishing, because Baudwin is not a cook. He's tried cooking and it never goes well. And it's much easier for them to just grill some fish than it is for Baudwin to go in the kitchen and try to make some gruel or anything, because it just never goes well. So I'm gonna have Baudwin potty train his sister. So there goes Izzy. And Baudwin is like, he's not having fun doing this, but he has to. So there is Gilbert getting that diggable, and we're gonna see what he got. What did he get? A fossil? We can sell that. So we're gonna just have them go fish for now so they can have some food for later. Now Gilbert, I think Gilbert would be a much better heir than Baudwin would be, but he's not the heir, and I think Phineas is really trying to get Baudwin to accept his new fate, but Baudwin is really not listening. I think he is as stubborn as Phineas is, and they've been butting heads a lot lately. There's been a lot of fights. There's been a lot of arguments, especially about what's going on with Phineas. And Baudwin is not happy with his father. He loves his dad, but he's just not happy with the person that he's becoming. I mean, like, this is Phineas right now. Instead of going home after work, he's gone straight to the tavern shop. I mean, the tavern. It's not a shop. And this is what he's been doing pretty much since Phillipa passed away. Phillipa was a real rock for Phineas, and now Phineas doesn't know what to do with himself. And he's shocked because that is the Duke's wife, and I guess she's here. I don't know why she's here actually, but Phineas is just going to drink his sorrows away. And as you notice, if you can notice, that this tavern is completely dead, and that's not because there's this isn't a great spot. It's just because there's been a lot of deaths. I rolled for everybody in my world, and there's been a lot of deaths. Phineas lost a lot of friends. He just didn't lose Phillipa or his 2 children. He lost a lot of friends as well, and it's just been a very sad and empty kingdom. I'm going to have to repopulate the village soon. But yeah, this is basically Phineas's life now. He gets off for work from the blacksmith shop, and then he comes straight to the tavern, and now he has to pee. And I think in his kind of a drunken state, or I think he's tipsy at this point, he's just going to go outside and pee on some poor person's crops that's out there. And he doesn't really care. So that's what he's gonna do. And nobody's gonna stop him because there's nobody else here. That was very disgusting. Oh, and this is one of the Sims that was a part of the first batch choosing. Her name is Margaret, and she's married to one of Philip's friends, and they actually lost their only child due to the famine, which was very sad. But apparently she doesn't really care since she's here at the tavern, so she seems to be taking that pretty well. So even though he's already tipsy, I'm going to have him drink at least one more drink before he has to go home and deal with the fact that he has to sleep in an empty bed. This is exactly what Baudwin has been upset with his father about. He's never seen his father drink before. I mean, his father never really had the time. And despite the fact that he still has 3 children left, he just can't seem to get over the fact that he lost 2 in his wife. And Baudwin is really upset with him. He's every time his dad comes home, he's waiting for him, and they have an argument, but Phineas always shrugs Baudwin off. And now I guess since Tim, that's his name is Tim Cook, messed up Phineas's drink, he's gonna start yelling at him in his drunken state. You know, Phineas has really become bitter and kind of mean. And he was never really like that because of the influence that Phillipa had on him. Phillipa really was his rock, I'm telling you guys. Phillipa really mattered. But he no longer has her now. I think it's time for us to go home. And then I guess Gilbert waited for his dad to get back, but his dad is in a very drunk state, and he can't really talk to him right now, so I'm just gonna have him go straight to bed. And Izzy is still up. Oh, poor little girl. She has to watch her dad. Okay, so nobody's, I think, so Baudwin is crying. I'm going to have everybody go to sleep. And there goes Pepper. He's probably here to check on Isolde. Right, so Baudwin is crying, or did he get done crying? So I'm just gonna have him go to bed. Right, so Gilbert's gonna go, and he's crying in his sleep. I really feel bad for Baudwin. I do. Alright, so it is the next morning, and it's like Groundhog Day for Baudwin. He wakes up and he has to do the same exact thing that he did yesterday. And I guess Phineas is up. I don't know if he's feeling any better. He's probably still feeling the effects of his drunken state last night. Probably really hungover. But I'm just going to have Baudwin quickly take a quick bath before he has to do his responsibilities, do all of his chores, and make sure Isolde is taken care of. Phineas is going to be off to work soon. And now he's crying. He's even crying in the bath. Like,
Yumpy.
Just really upset about his new life. Alright, so I'm going to have him grill some of the fish that Gilbert caught yesterday. As long as I can get him out of the tub. And you can see how his high maintenance traits are starting to come into effect. I think Baudwin is very moody all the time. And if Gilbert even does the slightest wrong thing, or anybody, he can go off on them because that's just his personality at this point. He can be really a jerk sometimes, especially to Gilbert, if I'm being honest. Right, but he's going to wait on that, and while he waits on that, Izzy is up now. But yeah, she's kind of hungry, so she's gonna wait on that. I placed down these ores, I don't even know what they're called, that Phineas had in his inventory, but I'm going to put that back in his inventory. I think I'm just going to sell those off. Phineas is now off to work though, so I can put that back in his inventory when he gets back. And Baudwin can come in here and do some laundry, but it seems that that needs to be hung on the clothesline, so he'll do that. Oh, now Gilbert is crying. This place just feels so empty and dead. Is it just me, you guys? But when I was playing, it doesn't feel the same. And I think that Manfred, I think really Manfred and Phillipa and Claire, those were our really good Sims that we lost. Alright, so what is Izzy talking about here? Probably just babbling to her brother, and he's just like, yeah, okay. He's really not in the mood to play with her. So he's just going to go ahead and do the laundry. And I think Pepper needs to be taken care of. Did he eat? Yes. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. He's just here to check on Isolde. So we're just gonna have Isolde play with Pepper for a little bit. This is now her favorite, being in the on the farm, I guess, in this household. Oh, and that broke, so Baudwin is gonna have to fix that, but he is not a handyman. He sucks at fixing things. So it takes him a while to get things fixed around that house. And I think this is finally done, so I'm going to take that and place it in the household. And another thing is, I think they rather sit not in the kitchen but here and eat food, because when they sit in the kitchen it just reminds them of having meals with Phillipa, Manfred, and Claire. It's just a reminder that things are not the same, so they rather sit and eat there, especially Baudwin. So he's gonna grab that, and I'm gonna have Gilbert and Izzy come and eat as well. So Gilbert came in here, and I'm taking the candles that Baudwin had made earlier, and I'm just placing them down so that there can be some light in here. And look at this guy, like I'm telling you, he's going through it. Now what? He didn't have to take it out on the rock doll house. I looked to see at his sentiment that he got with Izzy, and even though he dreads having to take care of her like he does, he still really loves his little sister. So I think Baudwin is going to become really protective of Izzy, because to me he's more of a father to her than a brother. But I'm going to have Gilbert go on a stroll. I think this is something that he likes to do now, just to get away from his brother sometimes, because Baudwin can be a bit overbearing when he gets into his bad mood. So he's just gonna walk off the lot and just take a bit of a stroll, just to clear his head and get away, you know. So there he's off, and Baudwin rarely ever notices that Gilbert is gone. He feels even though he what am I trying to say? Even though he knows that his brother is kind of young, he still thinks he can kind of take care of himself, because he does spend much more time. I mean, look at this. Like I told you, he sucks at hitting his skill. But like I was saying, he spends most of his time taking care of Isolde, so Gilbert just slips through the cracks. And look at him. He's a pissed off sim all the time. Alright, I'm going to have him scold Izzy, because I think he gets really irritated when she does the messes that he has to clean up. Now Baudwin knows how Phillipa and Phineas felt when he was doing all of that when he was younger. So I'm also going to have him fill up Pepper's bowl, so he could do that. And look at Izzy just dancing like she doesn't really have a care in the world. She's very clueless to what's going on now. And Annice came over to visit and to check on Baudwin and the kids. I think Annice is going to fill in as a mother for Isolde, since she's not going to really know about Phillipa. So I have Annice here today just to check up on her and get to know her and start forming that bond a little bit. So she's asking her about her day. Aww. It really sucks that, you know, that Izzy is not gonna really know Phillipa, but I really think Annice can be a great mother to her as well. So Baudwin is finally feeding Pepper, and I'm going to have him try to attempt to fix that chamber pot again. I know he hates doing this. This doesn't come natural to him. And it would appear that Phineas has returned home from work. So I guess Annice is going to be on her way now. And once Gilbert came back home, he went straight into the workshop. It's like he never even left. Okay, now Izzy did it again. So Baudwin is going to come in here once more and tell her not to do that. And Phineas just went straight to bed. Didn't even say anything to Izzy. Didn't even take over for Baudwin. See, Baudwin is the person keeping this house in order now.
Karzini, as a narp.
And we're just trying to make sure that Izzy becomes a responsible sim and is able to take care of herself once she gets a bit older. All right, so Gilbert, you can make at least one more of those. And now Gilbert has to clean up after Izzy. But it's getting kind of late, so I'm going to probably have everybody go to bed soon after this. But before that, we're going to have Baudwin attempt to make some gruel yet again. And hopefully he can get the hang of it this time. Yeah, obviously he never finished sweeping up that mess he made earlier. Alright. Okay, so he slammed the door. It's like, I shouldn't even be the one doing this. Phineas should. Or Dad. I should rather say Dad should be doing this. And he got done with that fairly quickly, so we know that is no good. But I'm gonna have Izzy. I mean, look at that. Look how bad that looks.
Oh, Chocha.
Phillipa never made any kind of gruel that looked that bad. But that's their dinner for the night. I'm gonna have Izzy eat that, and then Gilbert can come in here and eat some. And it looks like Pepper has gone to sleep behind Baudwin there. Alright. So now Izzy is off to bed. Or he attempted to put her in bed. I think she got back up. I think she didn't really want to go down, but it was so obvious that she was tired. But Gilbert is going to take a bath, and then he's going to be off to bed as well. And soon Baudwin will come here and go to sleep too.
Shabne Yabahorn, huh?
And that's Baudwin telling her to stay down, but she's like, I don't want to go to bed. And she got back up. But soon after she passed out, So yeah, I guess it's just one of those toddler moments when they really don't know what's best for them. And I thought she was so cute on the floor, so I had to take a couple of screenshots of this. But yeah, she just fell out, and then Baudwin just left her there like that and went to bed. But it's now the next day, and we're here at the blacksmith shop with Philip. And Philip and Annice lost quite a few of their kids during the famine, but they're taking it pretty well. I could say much better than Phineas is anyway. I mean, they still have 5 kids left, so if you guys can notice though, there's one person that's not here working, and that is Phineas. And Philip has taken notice of this. He's definitely aware of the fact that his brother is not coming to work, even though he leaves the house every single day, but he's just not coming here. And Philip is definitely concerned about Phineas because this is so unlike him. But for now, he's just going to continue to work, and then maybe he'll pop up at the farm one day to actually get down to the bottom of things, because Phineas just can't miss work. If the Duke found out about this, he would be in so much trouble. And there goes the Duke's wife right now. I think she's here taking over for the Duke because he has far more important things to be worrying about. So we followed him back home, and now I'm going to have Annice make a meal for her kids. And here in the other side, the other Halliwell household, they have their own issues. Their eldest daughter is not always off of the lot. She's always going off into the woods on her own, and I think Annice is annoyed by that. But also, she doesn't really have time to scold her like she would want to, because she has these 3 little ones to take care of during the day. So her the last child left out of her first set of triplets is Helewise, and Helewise has been picking up the slack in this house, or at least she tries to, because she really wants to make her mom happy. The problem is, like I said in the last episode, Helewise has ADHD, and I know that I think ADHD would have been a thing, but it would not have been like something that had a name to it back then. So yeah, so Helewise has ADHD, and she has a hard time focusing, and sometimes her mom can tell her to do stuff and she's like she's gonna do it, but then she can get distracted and want to go outside and play and chase fireflies. So this is Delia right now. She's back, and I'm going to have her go out and look for flowers. Ever since she saw the Mayday girls at the festival, she's been really intrigued by them, and she really loved the flowers that they have on their crown. So she has gained an interest in flowers. So I'm going to have her go into the woods and go search for some flowers, go pick some flowers, and that's what she's going to do. See, Delia is not really caring to do chores and stuff. She rather do the things that she wants to do all day, and she gets away with it because of the fact that Annice has so many kids that she has to worry about. So some of them slip through the cracks, especially the older ones. So look, I think earlier Annice told Helewise to do something, and she still hasn't done it. So Annice is gonna come out here and talk to Helewise and get her to actually do what she wants. I think Annice is a very hot-headed sim. That is one of her traits. So when she tells her kids to do a thing, she expects them to do it right then and there. But she can't seem to get Helewise to always do the things that she wants. She has to repeat herself. She has to tell her to do things multiple times, and it frustrates her. And sometimes she can lose her cool with Helewise. And I think because of all the stress that she has, Helewise Annice kinds of takes it out on Helewise. She can't really take it out on Delia because she's never there. Can't take it out on the little ones because they're small, so it's just Helewise. Helewise gets the brunt of all of Annice's frustration. And Philip is back, and I think he went upstairs to go straight to bed because at this point he just feels like Annice has a better handle on the kids than he does. And I think Helewise went up there to talk to her dad, but he was really tired, so she came back down. And now Vivian needs the bath, so Annice is gonna do that. Give Vivian a bath. But she's also really tired, so it is getting pretty late. So I think I'm going to have them go to bed now. So let's start with Rowan. He can go to bed. And Delia came back, and I wanted to see what she got. And she got some flowers. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go in build buy mode and put down some garden pots for her so that she can start planting her flowers and building a flower garden for herself. I also think that I'm going to actually get her cross stitching skill up so that I can pretend and make believe that she kinds of stitches a flower crown for herself that she starts wearing. And her mental skill isn't that far up yet, so in my mind I think instead of her planting these, I think since Delia is a daddy's girl very much so, I think she got her dad to come out here, got him up from his sleep and told him to come down here and plant these flowers that she had found outside. And Philip has such a sweet spot for her, so he's like, okay. He was really tired, but he was like, I'm gonna do it. So there he is, and for some reason he was having a bit of a trouble getting that last one, so I had to move it around a bit, but he was able to plant it. So yeah, this is going to be Delia's thing, going off into the woods to get some flowers. And poor Helewise has had a very long day of helping her mom take care of everything around the house, and she's very tired. But it's now the next day, and we are back in the main household, and Baudwin is back doing the same thing that he does every day. And I'm telling you guys, this boy is sick and tired of being sick and tired. But he's going to go outside and make some fish again because the gruel that he made was atrocious. Didn't taste like anything that his mom ever cooked. So I think he's just gonna stick to making fish all day. That'll be his specialty. He doesn't have to do too much, just have to put it on top of some fire. So that is what he's going to do, and we'll wait for that to get done later. He's already pretty hungry. But yeah, so the clothes that he washed yesterday need to be put up, and that clothing line needs to be repaired. And he hates repairing stuff, but he has to do it. He's the only person here, and Phineas is supposedly at work. So that is what he's gonna do. Got some little simulation lag right there. So that is what he's doing now. And I think Izzy is up, I think, at this point. Look, he's like, I do not really want to do this, but I forced him to, so that can be fixed. Let's check on Gilbert. He's washing his hands. I think he used the chamber pot. And now he can replace that dirty water for when we need to do our laundry again. The fish finally got done, so I had him go out there and grab that. And I placed it into the house as usual. So Izzy is still asleep actually. And Pepper was in here watching her, but I guess he figured she was asleep, so he left to do what he wants. And now, I guess now Izzy is up and now everybody's going to eat the fish. So yeah, this is pretty much their lives now. It's kind of, I don't know, I feel like the soul has been ripped out of this family. Oh, what's wrong with Pepper? I really think he misses Claire. Oh, somebody stinks. I think Izzy used her diaper. But now I think Gilbert is trying to tell Baudwin about his adventure that he had when he left the farm and he didn't know. He's like, you left the farm? And now this is Izzy. Totally adorable.
Lunchy.
Okay, so we're gonna have Baudwin go ahead and give Izzy a bath now because she really needs one. And I think I had Gilbert go off and start making some more candles. Yeah, so there he goes.
Sure.
All right. At this point, Izzy spends more time with Baudwin than she does her own father, Phineas. Phineas is rarely ever on this lot anymore. If he's on it, it's like 12 o'clock in the morning. And everybody else has gone down to down for the night. So later on in the day, Gilbert has found another diggable, and man, these things are popping up like crazy. They weren't popping up before. So he found something, and I've been selling that stuff that he finds. So I'm going to actually have him go fishing again. It's been raining a lot, and I guess Baudwin was tired and he went to go nap on the nap outside in the rain. That's strange, but I'm going to have him clean that up. That's on the floor. He never really finished cleaning that up anyways. Go ahead and do that, Baudwin. It's crazy to me. Like, I never expected Baudwin to actually be the heir. He just doesn't fit the role. But now he's the heir and he has to live with being the heir. Alright, so Izzy, what are you doing? Just standing there. He doesn't get off until like 4. Okay, so what's the name? Mr. Caught some. Gilbert must have caught something. Can you mop that? Well, not mop that, sweep that puddle up. So Phineas has finally came home, and this is the first of him being sober, but I'm going to actually have him go hunting. But I'm saying he's going hunting, but he's not actually going hunting. He's probably going to the tavern. But at some point, Baudwin told Gilbert to watch over Izzy while he goes off to his uncle's house. And he really wants to have a conversation with his uncle because he's really concerned about his dad's well-being, and he's really upset with his dad because he's not home at all, and he's worried for him and for his siblings because this is so unlike Phineas. And so we're just gonna have Baudwin come over here and talk to his uncle. Baudwin never really much had any kind of relationship with Philip, but now they've gone a little bit closer. But this conversation kind of went downhill after Baudwin kind of unloaded on Philip about his brother, and Philip did not really like that. He didn't like the fact that Baudwin was disrespecting and speaking down on his brother, and he was trying to tell Baudwin that, you know, Phineas is going through a hard time, and Baudwin was like, we're all going through a hard time. He lost the same amount of people that I lost. I lost my mom, I lost my brother, and I lost my sister, but that's no reason for him to be acting the way that he is. So I don't think the conversation went the way that Baudwin really wanted to, but I do think Philip wants to talk to Phineas eventually and get down to the bottom of it, because an intervention needs to be had. But that is the end of this episode, you guys. I know it's kind of a bit of slow and boring, but that is what happens when you lose some of your best sims with the best storylines. But it's okay. We're gonna continue to move forward. This family is going to make it through. So Baudwin, I think, is going to fight to not be the I want to say not be the heir, but fight to not have his responsibilities. And I think he's gonna have many arguments with his dad. So there's a lot going on right now, and I think the future is a kind of bleak for this family. But I don't know, maybe Baudwin can find someone that can help him come into his own in the future. But what do you guys think? I really don't have anything else to say, so I guess I'll see you guys in the year 1318. Bye. Thank you for watching.